Hello everyone, this is Rex, and today I'm going to be going over a video walkthrough of the Shadowknight 1.5 Epic here in Everquest. Now, I will be the first to admit that my characters are level 85 heroics with heroic gear, and my Shadowknight has every AA available to a level 85, so these fights are going to be trivial for my team, but if you are on a TLP, then just you can use these walkthrough as a location guide and how to get to certain spots, but you cannot use the same tactics I use because they will not work if you're doing them in era. I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It does greatly help out my channel, and I appreciate everyone who takes their time to watch my videos. Hope you have a great day and stay safe in Norath. So the quest for the Shadowknight Epic 1.5 starts here in Plane of Knowledge at the NPC CN Castaigne. She is in the southeast part of the Plane of Knowledge. So if you are looking at the map in POK, it is the bottom section of the map on the bottom right. It is at the Shadowknight, Enchanter, Magician, Necromancer Guild, right here at the bottom right. And what you would say to her is you would hail her, and keep in mind this will only work if you already have the 1.0 or you've done the 1.5 pre-quest. In order to get her to let you start the quest, you have to give her the non-functioning Interx voice that you got in the 1.5 pre-quest. Assuming that you did the pre-quest, if you did the actual epic, she should respond to you without having to give her your epic. Once you give her your non-functioning Interx voice, she will respond with, "Your first task is to find me a tome. The sword has told me of a tome that details its history. I do not know where this tome might be, but I suggest you talk to Grand Librarian Malin here in the Plane of Knowledge. He may have more information of this tome. When you find it, return it to me." That's once you turn in the non-functioning Interrupt's voice from doing the 1.5 prequest. If you actually had your 1.0, you would need to say what has been transpiring after you hail the NPC and then say what items, and then you'll pick up at the same spot. Now you have to go to Grand Librarian Malin. In order to be thorough, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get there. You have to go from the lower level of POK into the upper level by going up one of these 4 staircases that are in the corners, and then you will head to the area here. You know you're in the right spot because you see the light and dark wedding coordinator. Then you go through this door here. This is where you can buy all your spells and everything. I'm sure most people are familiar with how to get to this part, but I want to be thorough. So this is the actual elevator that you will be getting on. You just have to push the button, and once you're standing here, you may have to wait for it to come down if the elevator is at the top for some reason. Like if someone else was going up top to talk to the Grand Librarian or another NPC. But you can see it's just a fairly simple elevator ride, even though this elevator caused many deaths when Planes of Power first came out. It was actually kind of funny because it did not like people being levitated. So if you were levitated going up this elevator, a lot of times you would fall through and then die. Or sometimes just die anyway. So you go to the far side of the table, and then you speak to Grand Librarian Malin. You will say to him what tome, and then he will ask you to find an egg, and that will bring you on to the next step of the Epic 1.5. So you will need to head to the ruined city of Dranik, and I will pick up on the walkthrough there. The easiest way to get to the ruined city of Dranik is to have a druid, or you can also take a guild hall portal towards this area, but I ported with my druid to the Bloodfields, and so now I have my group follow me, and we're gonna head over here to the northwest section of the zone. and that's where Rune City Adranic is. And then once I get to the proper NPC, I will show you where it's located at. So the first task you have to do is kill the Murkglider Breeder. He is here in the Rune City Adranic. If you come in from the Bloodfields, you go up this way, take a left here at the hill, and go into a cave system. And it is the second big room. If you have Bree walls or goods maps, it will be marked on the map. And he will drop an egg that you will need to bring back to the Grand Librarian Malin. And that is the NPC that we are going after here. I actually have been camping this for the last 3 hours, so it is not a guaranteed to be up when you come there, and you are probably going to have to spend several hours camping this NPC. But I will show you with my group that at 85, he's pretty simple. When you are not 85 though, and you are doing this on a TOP, this will require a raid force. But since I am level 85 on my heroic characters and I am 6-boxing, this is a pretty easy fight. So just sending in the pets, I have all my characters attacking, casting spells, and that was a pretty quick fight. And then this egg, the gelatinous Murkglider egg, is the item that you will need for the 1.5. Back in POK, you would give the gelatinous Murkglider egg to Grand Librarian Malin, and he will tell you to go back and bring the book to Sienna. You'll need to head back to Cien Castaigne, and you hand her the book that you received from Grand Librarian Malin, The Silent Gods, which is blank. And then once you hand it to her, she will tell you that she needs 3 items in order to make the sheath for the Interrix voice. The items that she needs is a Gloom Nightmare hide from a Gloom Nightmare in the Plane of Nightmare. The second item is a lock of Blessed Unicorn hair from a Rolling Plane Steed in the Plane of Growth. And the third item is the Eye of the Dark God from Amygdalene Knights and Warriors in the Plane of Fear. Then you would combine the 3 items in a sewing kit or loom to craft a sheath of Dark Tidings. Minimum skill for that required is 100. So for the next part, the first item that you should get is the Gloom Nightmare piece. That is going to be the Gloom Nightmare hide from the Gloom Nightmare here in the Plane of Nightmare. It is here on the map in this section right here. It says Gloom Nightmare. If you have goods maps or Bree Walls maps, coming in from the Plane of Tranquility, you'll need to go left and go into the river and into a cave system that is where all the hobgoblins are. Be aware they do see through invis, so you will either need to clear your way through there or be like my Shadow Knight where I just ran through and just feigned death when I got here to the nightmares. But this is just the Gloom Nightmare here. I am here just by myself with me and my pet. My 6-box isn't available right now. I decided not to log it in. So as you can see at level 85, these mobs are not a challenge. Just have to go ahead and kill it. And it didn't drop that time. I will go ahead and show the item when it does drop. Also, there are only 4, maybe 5 nightmares on this little plateau. So if it doesn't drop immediately, you will have to camp the nightmares. It could take 1 spawn cycle or it may take you a day or 2. So this is what the Gloom Hide looks like in a loot window. It did take me a full spawn cycle in order to get it. So they have an hour and a half respawn. So I had to kill the 4 Gloom Nightmares and then wait an hour and a half for them to respawn. Luckily, I got this on the first kill when I came back. Next item, after you get the item from the Plane of Nightmare, is going to be the Lock of Blessed Unicorn hair from a Rolling Plane Steed in the Plane of Growth. They are highly magic resistant. They are found throughout the zone, but I usually find quite a few of them just near the zone line when you enter. And as you can see here, I was able to get the lock of Blessed Unicorn hair, and there's a lot of unicorns. There are a lot of rolling plain steeds here at the entrance to the Plane of Growth from the Awakening Lands. So this area here is a great spot to hunt the rolling plain steeds to get this item. The last piece for this step is here in the Plane of Fear, called an Eye of the Dark God, and it dropped off an Amygdin warrior. Like, it's funny, I've been camping Plane of Fear for days to get these, and I didn't get one until finally just now, and I got 3 that dropped. So just be aware you might be here for a little bit of time, but you will get one eventually. For the next part, to make the sheath, you will need at least 100 trivial in tailoring. If your character is already established, this shouldn't be a problem. If it's a new character like my heroic ones, they start with a skill of 25, so you'll need to skill that up to 100 minimum. I suggest doing it to 50, going to West Freeport and getting the trophy there for tailoring, and then leveling that up the same time that you get your tailoring skill to 100 to get you an increase in your tailoring mod. So once you are able to collect all 3 items that you need, you will also need to get your tailoring to a minimum of 100. In order to do that, I would suggest doing the free skill ups that you can do in the Abysmal Sea from the Tailoring Merchant. It does take a while, but it is a good way to level up for free. I did stop at 50 to do the Tailoring Trophy Quest. That by itself probably took me a week to do to farm the items I needed, because here on Xegony they did not sell the items I needed for the trophy quest, so I had to go and farm them all myself. And then also I had to level up smithing a little bit of brewing. I had to level up fishing in order to do the beginning trophy quest. Though I found out in hindsight, if you're going to do the trophy quest, to just get a foraging class to go and invis in the plane of water and the plane of tranquility. Basically, that way you can go in the water, in the plane of water, and if you're invis, you won't be attacked, and you can just hit forage. Like, I spent 2 days fishing to be able to make the fish eggs I needed, and then just out of curiosity, I actually then went to the plane of water on my Druid and was able to forage up 10 fish eggs within about an hour. So save yourself some time and get a foraging class and take them to the plane of water. You will, as long as you're above level 55, you should be able to zone into, no, 55 to 65. I can't remember the exact level range that you can just zone into the plane of water, but it's one of those two, 55 or 65. And then you can just forage the fish eggs as much as you want. And once that's done, you will be able to get your tailoring to about 76 with the free skill ups. And also, I would suggest making mandrake roots to picnic baskets, and then you can do the picnic baskets themselves. So basically, the route I would do is from 0 to 54, doing the tailoring freebie in Abysmal Sea. Do your tailoring beginner quest at 50 if you so choose. Then do Woven Mandrake to rank 66 in tailoring, and then 76 doing picnic baskets. And then I had to spend a week and a half farming a bunch of low-level silks and animal pelts in Gowakar Mesa in order to get my tailoring past level 100. Simply because the bazaar on Xegony did not sell the items I needed, at least not for the prices I could afford. A heroic character is only given 15,000 plat, and you can on Xegony anyway, buy the items I needed for just that little amount of plat that you have when you start out the heroic character. So now that that's out of the way, which by the way, the tailoring part is probably the hardest part of the 1.5 in my opinion right now, you would put the 3 items, the Lock of Blessed Unicorn Hair, the Gloom Nightmare Hide, and the Eye of the Dark God, and combine them in a sewing kit to get the Sheath of Dark Tidings. And once you have the Sheath of Dark Tidings, you will need to give that sheath back to CN Castaigne, and then we will have to go kill a named Froglock Paladin named Fraga in the Plane of Valor. So you can kill Fraga here in the Plane of Valor. It is right here at the tents just to the upper right from the zone in on your map, or it's technically considered the northeast section, and I got him in the largest of the tents here. You'll need to loot the Bragas parchment. That will be what we need to get back to CN Castaigne in the Plane of Knowledge to progress with the Shadowknight 1.5 Epic quest. Once you turn in Bragas parchment to CN Castaigne, she will tell you have to go kill the Wailing Sister in the Plane of Nightmare. So the Wailing Sister spawns here in Plane of Nightmare across the river in this big field area close to the zone out to Plane of Tranquility. She does roam, so having a tracker is best. So I have my Druid basically auto follow on my Shadow Knight, and I just keep switching back and forth so I can use their track to help me find the mob faster. Granted, none of these mobs are even close to being a challenge at a level 85. Okay, so here's the Wailing Sister. She does roam quite a bit, like I said. She is a green con to my level 85. And you are going to have to deal with a lot of ads in the zone, but otherwise, she is an easy kill for a level 85 heroic, even Shadow Knight by himself. So after you turn in the rune and the blood from the Wailing Sister, you need to turn in the Shield Interrupts Voice to Galena Yelzior, and you can find her if you go from the guild lobby towards the POK library up to the upper level through the stairs. You can then just go to the right or the south wall if you want and look for some ogre guards that are guarding a bridge. Go down the bridge and then up the ramp in the building you come to, and you will find Galena Yelzior, and then you hand her the sheath. The first of the Shadow Knights that you have to kill is in Timorous Deep. The name is Silithus Sisteth, and it is in the middle North Island. So if you go to the Desert of Ro and use a translocator there, it will bring you to this island here. And so you just have to go across to this middle island to get to Silithus. And then you just hail him to activate and then kill him. Once he's dead, you will collect his head and then move on to the next Shadow Knight in Ocean of Tears. The next Shadow Knight you have to kill for the 1.5 is Grubelgrot Smash Fist. He is here in the Ocean of Tears, and he is on the southernmost island. They're coming from Freeport or Butcher Block. Using the translocator, you would end up here on Sister Island here, and you would go past the Spectre and Gargoyle Island to right here, and you climb up on this mountain, and he is level 60. The third Shadow Knight is Skurza Slesket, who wanders around the center area of the swamp and the Swamp of No Hope. Just hail him and then kill him. So the last of the Shadow Knights that you have to kill is here in the Ice-clad Ocean. You can see it's here on this island. He wanders. If you have a Druid, you're going to be porting in from here. I just ran across and then ran against the wall with my camera pointed up in order to get to the top of the island. If you're coming from North Row, you can just follow the line of islands down until you get to here, and all you have to do to start the encounter is to hail him, and then he will start to attack. He should be fairly easy. After this, we'll be handing in all 4 heads back to Galena and POK. So the next part, you have to collect 3 Paladin Bloods. You will need to come to Kithakor Forest. I don't think it matters if it's day or night. Tanamil is here on the map, right across from this long down road from coming from the common lands. If you have goods maps or Bree Walls maps, it should be already notated where it's at. And once you hail Tanamil, he's a skeleton, and 6 paladins will spawn just over here. And if you are on a TOP, I would suggest having help. And if you're not, you can do like I did on my Shadowknight and just kill all 6 at the same time. They do try to heal each other, but even as an 85 Shadowknight, you're going to be doing more damage than they can heal, especially if you use your Bond, your Spears, your Bite of Chaos, and your other life taps. Now you just need to turn in the 3 blood samples and the Sheet Interrupt's Voice back to Galena, and then she will set you onto the final task, which is to kill a Templar in Western Waste, and his name is going to be Sir Elmonius Valmont, and I will show you where he's going to spawn and how easy that fight is. And then after that, we have to come back here, turn in the symbol we get from him, and then we will get the Epic 1.5 for the Shadowknight. So Sir Elmonius Valmont is here in Western Waste. If you enter from Siren's Grotto, it's just going to be to the northwest, right before the cliffs and valleys that lead to the Dragon Acropolis and Klandakar. You hail him to start the fight, and he is supposed to quad for 3,500, but so far he hasn't done really much of anything. He's hit me for 300 to 400 a hit. Granted, I am level 85 on this character, so it's kind of unfair, but I like unfair. So now I'm going to go ahead and kill this ad. And the item that you need is the Sir Elmonius's Holy Symbol. This is the item that we will take back to Galena in Plane of Knowledge to get the Epic 1.5. Now just turn in the symbol to Galena Easior here in POK. You get 5 AA, you get a title, and you get Interrupt's Voice, the Shadowknight Epic 1.5. The important part for this one is going to be the Reaper Strike clicky. Empowers a group with the Reaper Strike, increasing their melee accuracy for 30% and granting them the ability to siphon 35% of their melee damage as health. And then we will be moving on to the Epic 2.0. Congratulations everyone on getting your Epic 1.5. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found that the video walkthrough was helpful and you were able to learn more about how to do the Shadowknight 1.5 Epic. And after this, I'll start to work on some of the other Epic 1.5s. I'm going to do the 2.0s all at once because I have to get the orbs from Anguish. So that will be at a later video, but the 1.5 will give you a similar buff to the 2.0, just not quite as powerful. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It greatly helps out my channel. And I hope you have a great day and stay safe in Nora.